Tonight, we report on the status of the fire near Interstate 90 and how Moses Lake made a change to its ambulance service. What's happening in sports, Bob?
Plenty, Amber. The River Dogs are in the thick of things at the Pacific Northwest Regional Tournament in Calgary. The Apple Sox and Blue Jacks battle it out on the Diamond in Silverdale. And the Moser Strong fundraiser was a huge success last night. Here's a quick peek at our Weather Center forecast.
Hi everyone, for today's slightly cooler temperatures, but they'll be on the increase once again. I'm Cristina Sanchez and I'll have your extended forecast just ahead.
I'm Amber Jinks and we have all this and much more on iFiber One News.
From the iFiber One HD studio here in the heart of the Columbia Basin, this is iFiber One News. Your #1 source for local news, sports headlines, and our very own Weather Center forecast covering the entire Columbia Basin. This is iFiber One News, and it starts now.
A Montana man reportedly led police on a chase through the area of the inland tarpon liner fire on Friday afternoon. Prosecutors charged Roger Prince, a 27-year-old man, in Grant County Superior Court with attempting to elude a pursuing police vehicle. The chase started Friday afternoon when Prince reportedly disregarded a Moses Lake police officer directing traffic during the fire. He reportedly ran the stop sign and began driving on the median around the line of vehicles. Washington State Patrol troopers allegedly spotted Prince and began pursuing the man as he reached speeds of 95 miles per hour. Police used spike strips to disable the vehicle near Silica Road. Prince reportedly told the trooper he didn't see the police vehicles behind him. The Interstate 90 wildfire near George is 100% contained and has been turned back over to the Grant County Fire District 3. Reporter Joe Utter has the details.
The Interstate 90 wildfire near George is now 100% contained after burning more than 1,400 acres since Sunday. I-90 and all county roads in the area are now open after police closed the roads Monday afternoon when the wildfire reignited, jumped the highway, and spread east. Blowing smoke and dust kept I-90 closed overnight Monday and into Tuesday morning. A state incident management team is currently managing the fire and hopes to turn the incident back over to Grant County Fire District 3 on Wednesday afternoon. According to the Grant County Sheriff's Office, no structures have been damaged and no injuries have been reported. About 50 homes were evacuated Monday afternoon after the wildfire reignited. A Level 1 evacuation notice remains in effect for the area as a precaution only. The fire initially sparked Sunday afternoon near Silica Road along I-90, and the cause is still under investigation. This is Joe Utter for iFiber One News.
2 Mattawa men were accused of chasing a car and shooting at it in Shawano. Prosecutors charged Antonio Martinez, an 18-year-old man, and Carlos Mendoza, a 21-year-old man, with assault in the first degree and drive-by shooting. One of the victims went to a gas station to purchase a cigar. He went into the store, leaving 3 other people in the car. When he walked outside, he allegedly spotted Mendoza pumping gas into a Cadillac. Martinez was reportedly sitting in the driver's seat of the car. Mendoza allegedly approached the victim and tried to punch him. The victim got into his vehicle and began driving away from the store. Martinez and Mendoza reportedly followed, and Mendoza fired at least twice at the car. When they pulled into the victim's driveway, Mendoza reportedly continued to fire at the car, hitting it once. The victims ran into the home and the suspects allegedly drove away. Wilson Creek is receiving a $62,000 grant to help fix a city water tower. The Grant County Commissioners approved the grant as part of the Strategic Infrastructure Program. The program uses a portion of sales tax revenue to fund projects aimed at economic development. Wilson Creek Mayor Kathy Bonet stated the city began having issues with one of the city's 250,000-gallon water towers in December of 2013 when officials discovered it was leaking. Several attempts were made to repair it without success, and now another company is prepared to fix it. The tank has been empty since last fall, and it impacts firefighting in the area, water for Grant County road crews, and drinking water for the population of the city. Now we take a look at people being sought by law enforcement.
This is Sheriff Tom Jones with the Grant County Sheriff's Office. Each of the people you see here have a warrant for their arrest. If you see any of these people, we ask you do not attempt to detain or apprehend them, but call us at 509-762-1160 or send us an email at crimetips@co.grant.wa.us. If the person is presenting a danger, call 911. With your help, we can bring these people to justice and make our community safer.
We'll be back right after this.
To save some energy, I've used Einstein's mass energy equivalents to design the haptic suits you see in front of you. They will maintain our core body temperature while we completely turn off our heat and air conditioning. With the money we save on our Grant PD bill, I'll be expecting that trip to Disneyland this year.
You don't need to be a super genius to save energy and money. Visit grantpud.org to learn how.
Hi everyone, I'm Cristina Sanchez with your local weather, brought to you by i501's Inside Look. You can watch it tonight on i501.com. We do expect to have a cool night in the northern valleys. Temperature is slightly below normal for this time of year for the inland northwest within the next 24 hours and throughout this evening. There is a slight chance of isolated mountain showers on Thursday afternoon, Thursday evening. For us, we do expect to have a slight increase in temperatures for tomorrow. We did start off the day in the low 60s. The average low is right around 62 degrees, and our high temperature today right around the mid to upper 80s across the region. The normal high temperature is right around 90 degrees. We are far from breaking the record high, which was set back in 06, and the record high was 106. We do have our sunset at 8:44 tonight. Now for you in Moses Lake, you did start off the day in the upper 50s, which is right around the normal low, and high temperatures in the mid 80s. Your average high temperature is right around the low 90s, and your record high temperature for this day was set back in 1994, and the record high was 107. Now right now temperatures are right around the mid 80s, plenty of sunshine across our Columbia Basin. We do have winds blowing from the southwest up to 10 miles an hour, wind gusts around 15 miles an hour. We do expect to have breezy conditions for Thursday evening, Friday evening, with wind gusts up to 20-25 miles an hour. We do expect to have cool nights due to those breezy conditions throughout Thursday night and Friday night. Here, as you can see, we do expect to stay dry. Now for Thursday afternoon, Thursday evening, there is a slight chance of an isolated shower across the mountains. But for us, dry conditions will continue throughout this Friday. Now, the best chance of us seeing some showers will be along the Cascades for Saturday morning, and that's whenever they'll have that chance of precipitation. But for us, we do expect to stay pretty dry in Yakima Valley. High temperatures for you for tomorrow will be right around 90 degrees, and along the coast, high temperatures for Seattle right around the upper 70s. In the northwest, plenty of sunshine, highs right around the low 80s. As we take a closer view within our area, highs will be on a slight increase. For tomorrow will be right around the upper 80s, closer to that average high. Mid 80s for you in Moses Lake, Royal City 88 as the high, and we do expect to have a stable weather pattern for the rest of the week with high temperatures on the increase for Friday afternoon. Highs will be right around average, then slight decrease. For Saturday and Sunday, we'll have high temperatures right around the low 80s and plenty of sunshine for the next work week, with a slight increase in temperatures in the mid to upper 80s by then. Low temperatures will be in the low 60s. Now, thank you for being with us. We'll be right back with sports.
The new Flamethrower cheeseburger now with a $5 lunch. I'm going Flamethrower today.
Remember what happened last time?
I'm going Flamethrower today.
Gary, do you remember what happened last time?
I'm going Flamethrower today.
Remember what happened last time?
Comes with a Sunday now. I can handle it.
You know your body, Gary.
Go Flamethrower. Now the DQ $5 lunch comes with the new jalapeno bacon Flamethrower cheeseburger, plus fries, drink, and a sundae. This is fan food, not fast food.
Things are heating up above the border for the River Dogs, who've put back-to-back wins together in the opening rounds of the Pacific Northwest Regional Tournament in Alberta. Hunter Boyd tossed 5 solid innings of 2-hit ball, and the Dogs crushed AA Calgary Blues 11-0 in the opener Tuesday. Jerry Reyes wielded the hot stick for the River Dogs, going 2 for 3 at the dish with a 3-run shot that left the park in the top of the 3rd. The Dogs took a 4-0 lead in the top of the 6th and then exploded for 4 in the 7th to cruise to an 8-0 win over Grays Harbor this morning. Seth Alvarado pitched a complete game shutout, giving up 4 hits and fanning 3. The River Dogs wrap up National Division pool play when they take on the Electric City Outlaws from Montana tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. The Apple Sox picked up a 9-3 win in the opening game of the 3-game road series with the Kitsap Blue Jacks in Silverdale last night. Gage Berland went 6 innings on the bump, scattering 3 hits with 7 punch-outs to record the W. Dustin Hamilton polished off the Jacks to pick up the save. Wenatchee hung 3 runs on the board over the first 5 innings and then erupted for 6 in the 7th to blow it wide open. Kitsap rallied for 3 in the home half of the inning, but it was too little too late, and the Sox took the first game of the series. Ryan Crowe and Kyle Vanderkin doubled in the contest. Nick Nyquist had a 3-bagger. The teams are back at it again tonight. Well, the Moser Strong fundraiser exceeded expectations as hundreds gathered at the home of Mike and Krista Hamilton to support Brett Moser, who is battling testicular cancer. Reporter Sean Wells and I were at the event, and I must say, I was thoroughly impressed with the way the community of Moses Lake rallied around one of their own. Here's Sean with the story.
Moses Lake graduate Brett Moser is going through another tough battle, but this one isn't on the field. The 2-sport standout at Whitworth University was recently diagnosed with testicular cancer. Brett found a lump on his stomach after returning from a regional baseball playoff down in Texas. He was formally diagnosed with testicular cancer on May 27th, his dad's birthday. Brett has undergone 7 weeks of chemotherapy and has 2 weeks remaining. Proceeds from the fundraiser will help cover some of Brett's medical expenses. Brett's dad, Ron Moser, is amazed by how strong his son has been.
He hasn't even been scared that I could tell of. We all break up around him more than he does. He's just real strong about it, and he's like very confident that he's going to beat this, even from the start. And so that's what's just amazing about him. He's just got that competitor attitude, I guess it is. I don't know, but it's really great. It's made it easy. I mean, it makes me feel better too.
Brett draws his inner strength from his experiences playing competitive sports, which allows him to stay positive in the face of adversity. His family and friends believe he has what it takes to beat this disease and get back on the field.
He was the one that was just, I don't care, like I'm going to be fine, I'm going to be okay. So he's been super positive about it, and it's really nice because I think it helps us all realize that he's doing okay. He tries to stay positive even when he doesn't feel good. When he went to Wenatchee, he was just trying to stay happy and trying to be smiley. Wears his hat all the time just so nobody knows. He doesn't like to be treated like he's an underdog.
Sit down and have a conversation with him as a coach. He's one of those kids that I want to keep in contact with for the remainder of my life. And he's one kid that I would love to have come back and coach with me. And I can't say that about all kids, but he's definitely one of them.
Brett remains positive as he nears the final days of chemotherapy. Although it's been tough for everyone, he is under some of the best medical care available, and all are confident he will beat this.
His doctor's the same doctor as Lance Armstrong, so that really helps make you feel better to know you're getting some of the best help in the country that's here in the Northwest.
For iFiber 1 News, Sean Wells.
A GoFundMe.com account has been set up for anyone wanting to help fund Brett's medical expenses. We'll be back after this short break.
It's easy to buy insurance and forget about it. But the more you learn about your coverage, the more gaps you may find. Like how you thought you were covered for this.
It's a profound statement.
But you're not even covered for this.
It's a profound statement.
Or how you may be covered for this, but not for something like this. Talk to farmers and see what gaps could be hiding in your coverage.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Welcome back. Sometimes it is hard to get people to believe when you see something extraordinary. It's times like that that you wish you had a video.
This may not be an ordinary house cat.
Cats don't walk like that. This thing was long and walking like this.
This couple thinks it's a lion. That's right, just strolling in a backyard in the Brewers Hill neighborhood near Palmer and Garfield.
Over in this yard here.
Bill Nolan and his wife Annie did a double take from their deck Monday morning when they caught a glimpse.
I was afraid to move. I was sitting there and I couldn't move. I thought, what am I looking at?
People have their kids out here roaming around. If it is a mountain lion, it can be dangerous.
They knew without video of the lion actually going through the backyard here, no one would believe what they saw. But Nolan's daughter took that video from the second-story window up there, and it was all the proof the police and the DNR needed.
It's that bush and those trees right there.
So we had policemen in 3 different yards and all around the neighborhood most of the night checking to see what really happened.
Kelly Brooks didn't believe his neighbors when they called warning him the big cat was in his yard.
Well, I just thought, wow, a lion? Yeah, right, sure, in my yard. Well, I picked up my shovel. I'm not sure what my shovel was going to do, but I was going to give him the best I could, all I had.
He says, if I go down, I'm going to go down fighting.
A laughing matter this time, but police put out a message from the DNR advising anyone who sees a wild cat to call 911 and not try to capture it.
Seeing a lion lumbering through your neighborhood can be scary, almost as scary as what one person found in their garage.
Bob Cross of Lake Mary normally gets calls from his neighbors to catch nuisance critters, but on Saturday he got quite the unusual call from the lady next door.
Said that there was a big bear in her backyard.
And when he rounded the corner, he knew he was going to leave this one alone.
That's a big bear. That's a huge bear.
As Bob got closer, he snapped these pictures. Here you could see the bear had its dinner, a nearly 20-pound bag of dog food dragged from a nearby garage to under the shade of a tree.
Probably I got up into about here.
But after several minutes of watching the bear from a safe distance, Bob couldn't keep the camera still because he started laughing. The bear, like a person who has eaten too much, was tossing and turning.
Repositioned 3 or 4 times, stretched out. It just laid there.
And eventually dozed off.
This was the bag of dog food that the bear was eating, and on the side you can see he tried to open it with his teeth, but he was successful when he opened it from the back, and this was a brand new bag, had never been opened yet.
I can hardly lift that, it's pretty heavy.
Art Fisher didn't want it coming back for seconds, so he grabbed the leftovers and put the rest in his garage and locked it up. Bob and his neighbors just hope once bear hunting season starts on October 1st, this guy doesn't get caught.
They were here before we were.
Reporting in Lake Mary in Seminole County, Rick Hellies, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
I think I'll stick to the trouble I have with the neighbor's dog. We'll be right back after this.
My name is Kat Sanderson, Managing Broker for Pillar Rock Realty Group. We love the Columbia Basin because it's our home, and we want to give back to our community by kicking off our Pay It Forward campaign. If you buy or list with us, we will donate 1% of our total proceeds to a local charity of your choice and in your name. Call us today at 754-4444 or visit pillarrockrealty.com because we are your local real estate experts.
Welcome back. Patients at Samaritan Healthcare may see a different ambulance when they travel between hospitals. The Moses Lake City Council approved an agreement with the firefighters union. Interim City Manager Gilbert Alvarado said the agreement is contingent on American Medical Response agreeing to handle the non-emergency transportation of patients. Alvarado met with the officials from the private ambulance service, and he expected to have an agreement with them within a week. Council members Bill Ekert and John Lane suggested temporarily suspending the service as the council examines permanently stopping transporting non-emergency patients and leaving 2 positions for the ambulance service empty. If you see a large orange forklift, it could be stolen from a Moses Lake rental company. Employees at United Rentals on West Broadway Avenue told police on Monday an off-road forklift was stolen from their property. According to Moses Lake Police, the keys were reportedly left in the glove box of the forklift. The equipment is worth about $122,000 and is bright orange with United Rental stickers on it. Anyone with information about the theft is asked to call the Moses Lake Police at 509-764-3887. In Northwest News, 1 man is dead after an explosion and fire at an old City Hall building in Pendleton, Oregon. Authorities say the victim, a 25-year-old man, was on top floor when the blast occurred. His cousin says a family member rushed inside to try and save the man, but couldn't reach him in time. Several other people were in the building at the time of the blast, and 2 people were treated for smoke inhalation. The cause of the explosion is under investigation. A pair of men with guns say it's just the beginning as they plan to expand their unusual way of helping military recruiters in Western Washington. Como's Russ Bowen has the story.
With AR-15s, these 2 civilians say the murders of 5 service members in Chattanooga meant they had little choice.
Just making sure that they have somebody out here, making sure that they're safe and that they get to go home at the end of the day.
Zach, who asked us not to share his last name or show his face because of his own safety, worries the people who work in this recruitment office in Spanaway aren't armed. The men are part of a group called Great American Patriots 3%.
Somebody needs to be doing something about this. Somebody needs to be protecting those who aren't allowed to protect themselves.
It just kind of touches my heart that they would care enough. I kind of get teary, but that they would care enough to come down here and protect the people who protect us.
I'm a combat veteran myself, and I see it as a horrible state of affairs for this country to be at this point in time.
A lot of military families live in Spanaway with its close proximity to Joint Base Lewis McChord.
I'm not saying it's a good idea. I'm not saying it's a bad idea. I'm just saying it's a different idea.
If somebody wants to do something bad to the men that are working in that office, that they're definitely not going to come while these guys are here.
The Seattle Army Recruiting Battalion responded in part by saying, "We are America's Army and local communities can support our security by reporting suspicious activity, particularly around recruiting centers. If you see something, say something." While the battalion doesn't address the armed civilians specifically, we did see recruiters come outside and thank them.
We stand with our armed forces, we stand with our men and women in uniform, and we stand with those who have suffered losses similar to this, and we don't want to let it happen again on American soil.
That's going to do it for us here at I-Fiber One News. We want to thank you for watching, and we'll see you again tomorrow.